Hi everyone, I'm Phil from Phil's Train Layout. Today I think I'm going to actually stop procrastinating, and I am actually going to work on my main line that goes underneath my mountain. I keep saying that I'm going to work on it. I keep moving on and working on other things. So I'll give you a quick show of what I'm going to be working on. I'll do a little bit of soldering to solder a couple joints together for when I feed it on back underneath the mountain, and we'll see if I can get my main line up and running. Okay, I will talk to you soon. Hi everyone, I'm back. Okay, so like I was saying, what I'm going to do today is that is a portion of my main line right there. I'm going to be going from that turnout, going to be going through the mountain, and let's see if I can give you a show under here. It'll come around that curve, and you can see that track sticking out in there. That is where another turnout is going to attach to continue leaving the tunnel to go onto the main line, or it'll come through here and it'll circle the town and go up the mountain. This way I have a choice if I want to go up the mountain or not, and then come back down. Just does a great big circle around the mountain. Or it will come out here and it'll continue around through this tunnel and back onto the main line, which will at this moment continue around the layout. So I am going to, let's see, what am I going to do? Well, there's two sections I got to do. One that goes through the mountain, and then this connection right here. This is one of the other sections that I had fixed the grade on. I just need to reconnect that joint right there and put this piece of track back together and connect it back right up there to that turnout. That'll fix that section, and it'll fix the section that goes underneath my main line. Okay, so I'm going to get all my stuff together, and we will continue on and see if I can get this functioning. Hey everyone, I'm back. So what you can see here is I have all my track laid out here now for the different positions and different directions that all the track is going to go. So what I have is, let's see if I can show you here. So this track here, this is the track that goes through the tunnel and connects up to the turnout, which is under the tunnel, which is why I had to have one that has a remote motorized one on it, so that I can feed the wire through, so that I can change the direction underneath the trade, so I don't have to keep sticking my hand underneath the tunnel. I have a shorter one right here. This one here is going to be coming out of the tunnel, because the tunnel mouth, I believe, is here. So this one will come out and connect back up to the main line, and this long track here, this one here is the one that will come out of the tunnel and start going up the mountain. So what I have done is nice flat surface. It's always the best for soldering track. That way you can make sure that everything is level and you're not going to get a twist or anything in your connections. Right in here, you just want to make sure that these are as level as possible when you go to solder, because then you won't have any bumps when your train's going over it. So you want to try to have these as flat as possible for when you're doing your soldering. And these ones are all nice. What I did is I just put a couple weights on there just to hold it steady, just to make sure that everything is connected nicely. I want to make sure all your track is connected together. Now what I'm going to be using here is a little bit of acid flux, my rosin core solder, my handy dandy craft soldering iron, and my coffee. And I shaved down a little stick just so I can scoop up some of the acid flux and just put it in place there so that it helps the solder go through. So I'm going to see how good of a soldering job I can do today. I am not the best at soldering. It's like everybody else. The more you do it, the better you'll be. But let's see how well I can do. I don't do this very often, but I am starting to do a little bit more on my layout than what I used to do, because I was having a little bit of power fluctuations as my train ran around, and so I thought, well, you know what, I'm gonna start to solder all my joints just to make sure that I have good power supply and that I'm not going to have any faults. So hopefully I don't mess this up, because this is my last turnout, because last time I was at the train store I totally forgot to buy another one, and I used up 2 turnouts when I redid the one section last week and upgraded a little bit of stuff. So let's see how well I can do. Maybe I'll do it with my right hand. Let's see if I can do this. So I don't know if that actually worked or not. Oh wow, that actually works really good. See the solder just flowing right in there. Oh, that is awesome. That is amazing. That is actually amazing. That is totally amazing. I tried soldering before without using flux, and it just bubbled and bulged and just made a huge mess. And I had the great big ball of solder on there, and it just looked horrible. But that is amazing. Hi, Rudy. What am I doing? Wow. just give a quick blow on that. Make sure that those are all. Alright, time for the test. Let's see how I did. Wow. Oops. No, don't break your first turnout. Wow. I am going to admit, that is completely amazing. That is my first time using flux on the track. And I don't know how well. See if I can get that in the picture there. That. Nope, I can't do it today. So, let's see if I can get that in there. So, that is an amazing solder job, in my opinion. It turned out fantastic, and I am very happy with that. So now, I'm going to take this piece of track. I'm going to put it in place and see if I can get it attached down. Don't eat my track. Don't eat my track. Okay, I'm going to put you on pause, and I'm going to feed this through there and see what happens. Okay, I'm back. So, everything else actually lines up pretty well. So, that connection right there, that is the new piece of track that is coming through. I might not even have to put a little piece in there to make that connect. I think that piece was like perfect, like right on, which doesn't really happen to me very often. So all I'll have to do is jump back in there, connect that up, and start gluing down some of this in there. Glue down some of the track on there just so it doesn't move around. I've started doing that everywhere else on the layout as well. Removing a bunch of the pins and get this here all glued into place, and then this one will attach right there. So all I gotta do is just clip that off. So I did actually have to put another extension on there because it's right at a curve. I have bad luck on curves with flextrack. So what I did, is I took it all back out. I put another piece of flextrack in there, soldered it in, just so that it could extend back up to the top of the hill here. And I am one step closer to being able to run trains again. And I so miss it. I so miss it. So, I guess what I'm going to do now is make some quick adjustments. I think I'll crawl over there and get that piece all connected up. I might have to do this in stages throughout the weekend, but gluing each little section, letting it dry, and then glue another little section in, let it dry. Just because it's such a long piece, I just want to make sure that it's all sitting properly. So I will start with that, and then I'll come back and I'll show you my progress. Alright, so I'm back. So with a little bit of fidgeting and a little bit of manipulation, the track is now in place, and it's all glued in, and I have it temporarily pinned just so that it will stay in place. So that's the main line that goes around the mountain, which I probably won't use very often because it's more just for visual appearance for my mountains, which is why I have that as my main line coming out of the tunnel there and connecting back up to this main line, which goes around that way. That way it's one complete loop all the way around the outside of my layout, and then I can keep my trains going on the inside layout if I prefer, and then they can come in, they can go to the inside layout, they can run around this track, then they can go back out to the outside, back to the main line after touring around the town. Then they go back out to the main line, and then eventually I will have that line extending in behind my messy cabinets through that wall and connect back up to that corner of the layout, which will be another continuation of the main line, but that is definitely a future expand. But at the moment, I still need to get my main line up and running. So I am one connection away from getting that done. So I used my my Sharpie marker. I just did a quick outline so I can put the cork bed down, get that in place, and then I can connect up that track to this turnout, and I'm done. I have my main line back. So I'll just wait for that glue to dry, and that way I don't accidentally move anything. Then I'll put this piece of cork bed in, get that track connected to the turnout, and we'll see what happens next. Okay, I will talk to you soon. Hi everybody, I'm back. So, what I'm going to be doing today. Today, I am going to finish putting the road bed down, or the cork bed, down in this section here, which will attach that turnout that is just under there to my main line and get that all completed. Also, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish putting this piece of track right here to finish the mountain. So that'll be all of my main line completed, and I can actually run a train around the full layout, to which I've been wanting to do for a long time, basically since I tore this whole section out and added in this expansion. So what I'm going to do here now is this joint right here. I want to solder that joint. So what I did is I temporarily I joined it up and temporarily put in just a couple pins here, because I don't want to take all that track off up there. But what I want to do is I just wanted to make sure that this joint was straight when I solder it. So I put in a couple just temporarily pins here just to make sure that that section was straight, so when I solder it, and then after I get it soldered, then I'll be able to take those pins out and put the curve back in the way it's supposed to be and get it all attached back up. And then after I solder that and get that piece in, then I'm going to put this road bed in and get that all finished up, allow the glue to dry, and I'll be rolling. So I am going to put you on pause for a minute. I'm going to get that soldered, start getting this piece all put together, and then I'll show you what I've done so far. Okay, so that was a quick little train running down there just to see, make sure I didn't have any wobbles in it. But as you can see, I don't know how well under there was a little bit of imperfection in the height of my roadbed. So it is sitting in some spots just a little bit higher in some spots, like right in here. As you can see, there is a little bit of movement in there. But I'm just going to leave that just as it is, because the one the one car that rolled down there was rolling down actually nice and smooth. So, like you can see in here, in this spot right here, there is a little bit of height difference in there, but the track bed itself is flowing nice and smooth. So I'll just leave that because it is glued here, it is glued there, and I don't want to make any dips in the track for when that's. So I'll just leave that dry just as it is, and all that's going to be hidden anyway when you put the ballast in there. So I'm not overly concerned with it. So, and then there's the one joint there that I soldered to put the extension on, and there's no kink in there that I can see. It's nice and smooth. And then there's the other soldered joint that I did. And when this dries here, I will put another solder there, and then another solder there. That way it all joins up together and they're all good and solid. So far, that is the decline from my mountain. So there's where it goes up, comes around, across my bridge, through the mountain range, and back down. And then you can either continue out that way, which connects back up to the main line, or it goes through that hill, beside the main line, through that hill, and then comes out there, which will either connect back to the main line, continue through the mountain, or go into the train depot. Going through the mountain, it comes up on the left side, which is here, and continues also through to the train depot, and then out, back around, back to the main line. So that is what I have at the moment so far. I really kind of had thought of, instead of having this building here, putting another turnout right here to have it connect back up here to also go into the town. But I was iffy about that. Plus I wanted a little bit of detailing here. So I'll see how it works, and we'll go from there, because I totally think that I'm missing a detail on how to make something function, but we'll figure that out later on when I actually get some trains running. So for now, I will leave that dry, and I'm going to move on to cork bed. Okay, So I have everything installed. Everything is completed. So everything is completely attached inside through here, through the two turnouts, which connect on to my main line, which goes around there. So now I have a new problem. And that fell off inside the track, inside my tunnel, when I was putting it together. So I need to figure out how I'm going to get that back on that, because of that. And when I designed it and I built it, I totally wasn't smart enough to make it so that I could reach in there easily. And without thinking, I've now put a turnout inside there, and I have no way to get to it. So I really don't know what to do at this point. If I put a cut line down here and make this section removable, yeah, I'm kind of stumped at the moment on how to get that thing back on that turnout. So I tried running some trains on here, and it makes it all the way around with no problem. It runs all the way down there, it goes all the way around, comes back and derails at that one, and I can't figure out why. And it runs all the way around back there, through here, comes around this corner and derails here. So again, I am a little stumped and I don't know what to do. I'm wondering if maybe just because maybe that is just not at the right height and is causing the front wheel to come off, or maybe it might be this one here that I soldered. I checked in here and there's nothing in there that would cause it to derail, but it comes around and derails right here. So I'm wondering if maybe that height difference doesn't like it, or maybe this isn't tight enough to keep the train railed. I am totally not sure. I am a little stumped at the moment. I tried a couple different trains and they all seem to want to derail right there. I have another little issue right up there. I thought I had it fixed, but maybe it's just a bad coupler on the back of my engine. But I am not 100% sure if it's... I tried that engine, and that engine won't make it around this corner, but it keeps wanting to decouple there. I thought I had that fixed, but again, I am not 100% sure. Maybe it's the small cars that it's just causing it to just want to decouple there. I'm not 100% sure yet. So I now have a few new issues to try to figure out, and before I can go operational and have my full main line coming around. Maybe it just doesn't like having a double turnout there. That I'm not really too sure. So I don't want to take it all apart again just to remove that right at this moment. But if I'm stumped still, then I might remove that one, put in just a curved piece in there, just to see if maybe it's just that turnout that's causing the problems and it just doesn't like it. But we will leave that for a future video on troubleshooting. Alright, I guess that's it for today. At least I can now say I have my main line complete, but with some issues. So we will go from here. If you have any comments or suggestions on maybe what the issue might be, please leave a comment below and I'll follow up. I'll try all the suggestions and we'll go from there. So everybody stay safe and have a good day. Take care.